So good afternoon. My name is Phan. I am the PhD student at SPINTEC France under the supervision of the Philippe Talachian and Angelo Renard. Today I would like to present my research about the energetical coupling of perpendicular superparamagnetic tunnel junctions for probabilistic computing. As you know, nowadays we see an exponential increasing of the increase of the in the energy consumption because of the computing systems. And one reason for this increase is related to the architecture we are using is have a lot of data transfer between memory and the processing units because these though are separate spatially. In this context, we need to rethink how we compute. One strategy we take inspired from biology and physics. For example, with the same problem, the brain just costs 20 watts, meanwhile with the computer it takes 10 megawatts. And but to construct this network, we need to define various large number. For example, in the brain, there are 10 to 11 neurons and 10 to 15 synapses, which is huge. That's why we need to both nanoscale and multifunctional device. However, those devices are sensitive to noise because of their tiny size. For this reason, important error correction efforts are needed, which introduce additional energy consumption overhead. To avoid this problem, in our strategy, we decided to accept the noise of nano device and choose probabilistic encoding. We should notice that the biology probably uses the same approach. For example, the activation potential of the biological neurons have a stochastic feature, like in the figure here. And to implement this strategy in hardware, spintronic device in general, and multi-tunnel junctions in particular become very interesting candidates. They are nanoscale, no energy consumption, they are non-volatile, multifunctional, and compatible with several technologies. My work will focus on using two spintronic device, spin-torque nano-oscillators, and superparametric tunnel junctions. In both devices, the Topman noise at room temperatures cause the fluctuations. These two devices can be used as two stochastic building blocks that can emulate the in hardware stochastic bineuron or probabilistic bit. First, I am going to present you stochastic building blocks that I studied is based on perpendicular superparametric tunnel junctions. You know that superparametric tunnel junctions have the multi-tunnel junction structure. We have a here we have a F-echo boron free layer that have a perpendicular uniform magnetizations. This device have a two stable configuration for the magnetization orientation of the free layer. It's parallel and anti-parallels separated by an energy barrier. By changing the applied currents and the applied magnetic field, internal magnetic field, the energy barrier can be tuned. And when the energy barrier is small enough, the Topman noise is enough to induce the magnetization fluctuation between two states. And this fluctuation are converted into resistant fluctuation thanks to a magnetoresistance effect. And to characterize the device, here is the analytical circuit we use. Here I show you the resistance fluctuation measured on the scope between the two states is RP and RIP frame. We adjust the mean wear time into stages, and we found very good agreement with the modified RAM model. In addition, as you can see here, we can easily tune the probability. We obtain the sigmoid variation of the probabilities as a function of the applied voltage. Now I am going to show you the first result on the coupling two SMTJ together by analytically. First, to answer the question why we need the coupling, the coupling to SMTJ is very important to mimic interneuron connection both from bio-inspired computing scheme like such as stochastic neural network or Hopfield neural network, or physics-inspired computing scheme like Ising machine or Bookman machine and invertible logic gate. And this coupling in all of these schemes need to be controlled and tuned to achieve institutionally. In order to couple two SMTJ experimentally, I had to find two SMTJ with the similar probabilities with current evolutions. You can see here that I found two devices that are similar probability evolution. After finding two candidates, we build this following experimental setup for the coupling to SMTJ. Two of them are connected in parallel and powered by one DC current source. And we can see the time choice in oscilloscope. Here below, we see the time choice we got and the histogram of the resistant evolution of the coupled systems, confirming that their first resistance trace is the PP, PAP, IPP, and IPAP. From this state, we can identify the state of SMTJ and its associated probabilities. And based on the extracted probabilities, I evaluated the coupling strength between two SMTJs. I compute the cross correlation using this following formula that is extracted from this paper. Here I reported the cross correlation I obtained using this formula for different stochastic bitstream obtained at different applied occurrence. As you can see here, we obtained maximum up to 41% for an applied current around 0.13 milliamperes. This is the high gate values in the literature. The reason why we achieve such a large coupling is due to the device have large TMR and smaller device-to-device variabilities. In conclusion, we demonstrated the implementation of the stochastic building blocks by on the perpendicular SMTJ that we can tune the its probabilities with the current in of field, and it's operates as zero field. This is the first time. The first experimental demonstration of the analytical coupling between two perpendicular SMTJ with complex circuits without complex circuit. No inverter were achieved. And the analytical coupling led to a positive cross correlation reaching to up to 41% with a high gate value reported in the literature so far to our knowledge. In the next coming work, I will going from 2 to 3 coupled SMTJ to implement an invertible AND gate and build the first PCB board to implement a small coupled perpendicular SMTJ arrays to investigate the institutional learning by tuning analytically the coupling strengths like Bookman machine. So my presentation is end. Thank you very much for listening.